The bond between a mother and her child is truly amazing. Unfortunately, not all relationships are as healthy as we would like them to be. So, let's explore 15 stories, and you can decide if these are fit or unfit mothers. Alexandra Tobias was charged with second-degree murder for the death of her 3-month-old baby. The 22-year-old mum was filled with anger as her baby continuously cried while she was playing a game on Facebook called Farmville. In her confession to investigators, Alexandra said she shook the baby repeatedly and that the baby's head might have been hit. She pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and faces a 50-year prison sentence. "20-year-old Charlie Wilcox said she smoked 3,500 cigarettes during her pregnancy. The mother believed that the cigarettes were not causing any harm, but tests carried out on Charlie revealed her carbon monoxide levels during pregnancy were 6 times higher than the safe level for a baby. Deborah, the executive of an anti-smoking group, accused her of being in denial, stating that smoking has been proved to affect the baby's health and increase the risk of death. A single mother of 2 children was sentenced to 30 years behind bars by a Japanese court that ruled she had starved her 2 kids to death. Sanae Nakamura routinely left her 3- and 1-year-old kids alone, locked in the apartment so she could sleep at her boyfriend's house. But in June 2010, the 25-year-old mother didn't return until weeks later to find her children had died from starvation. The mother was convicted of murder and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. San Francisco's Child Services hotline was flooded with calls when British mum Kerry Campbell admitted on a TV interview to administering Botox to her 8-year-old daughter. The mother claimed that Botox helped her daughter perform better in child beauty pageants. Kerry, a part-time beautician, said she got the idea from fellow mothers whose kids competed at child beauty pageants. Due to the overflow of calls, social services took away Kerry's daughter for the moment. Lynn Getter, a 38-year-old resident of Georgia, is being prosecuted on charges of animal cruelty, child cruelty, and battery. What actually transpired, according to the sheriff, was that she ordered her 12-year-old son to kill his pet hamster by bashing it to death with a hammer for scoring poor grades in school. The son confessed about the incident to his school teacher, who wondered if it was not his imagination at play. A neighbor of Lynn for almost 20 years doubts the story, stating Lynn is a good person. A vegan mum with a strict diet was charged with child neglect when her baby became dehydrated. The Florida mother refused to feed the dehydrated baby with animal byproduct formulation, as instructed by the pediatrician. She also didn't follow the warning of taking her baby to the hospital within the hour, which prompted the doctor to call Child Protective Services. The mother's lawyer stated it was a misunderstanding, since the mum was getting soy-based formula. After 5 months of separation and fighting the legal system, the child was returned to the mother. Felicia McClure tried to sell the virginity of her 13-year-old daughter at an agreed fee of $10,000. The negotiation took place between the mother and a male buyer simply known as Don. This went on until Felicia's boyfriend discovered her scheme while surfing through Felicia's phone. The mother confessed to allowing Don to watch a private display of model bras and underwear in a Victoria's Secret store. Felicia faces 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor and 2 counts of aggravated sex abuse. 2 teenage girls had a score to settle, and a place for the fight was arranged at the Orlando area apartment in Florida after school hours. What's interesting about this case is that one of the girls' mothers arranged and supervised the fight. An unknown individual posted the incident on Facebook after recording the mother, Sandra Miranda, cheering on her daughter in the fistfight, urging her to punch harder and bite her opponent. The mother denied being actively involved in the fight, but soon switched her stance when she saw the video evidence. Both girls got suspended from school, and the mother was charged with child abuse. A controversial video about a young girl being physically forced to get her ears pierced by her mother was posted on Facebook. The video showed the mother holding her daughter in a chokehold while threatening her daughter in order to force her to comply during the private incident in Chicago. Pretty Ricky uploaded the video on Facebook and received a lot of backlash along with the girl's mother. The commenters noted the girl was verbally assaulted to do what she clearly did not want to do, and some questioned the mother's capacity as a parent. Misty Van Horn was arrested for attempting to sell her 2 children for $5,000 on Facebook. The 22-year-old mother offered her 10-month-old baby for $1,000 and her 2-year-old for $4,000. An unknown female buyer provided information to the Oklahoma Department of Human Services, who later tipped off the Solisor police. Misty confessed to wanting to raise $1,000 so she could bail her boyfriend out of jail. Now she needs quite a bit more than $1,000 to secure her own freedom, as she got slapped with a bail of $40,000. Sarah Burge, the self-named human Barbie who spent over $800,000 on plastic surgery, also wants her daughters to follow in her footsteps and dedicate themselves to plastic surgery. Sarah has been called a terrible mother due to her actions of promoting kid parties at Botox clinics, giving a liposuction voucher to her 7-year-old daughter with a boob voucher for her 7th birthday, teaching her daughter pole dancing, and injecting her 15-year-old daughter with Botox. Sarah has been labeled one of the worst mothers of all time by other parents. A 20-year-old mother murdered her baby and took the dead infant shopping with her. The incident occurred when the mother, Toriana Smith, had several shots of vodka, and the crying of her 3-month-old baby was preventing her from sleeping. So, she struck the infant more than 3 times and covered the baby's face with a blanket, suffocating the child. In the morning, Toriana dressed the dead infant and took the baby shopping for several hours until someone called the police. The mother was charged with first-degree murder and had a $1 million bond. Hope Askew was 42 years old when she burned the face of her 10-year-old daughter with a hot iron in Houston. Hope became enraged by her daughter's inability to pronounce the words she was reading in a book. So, Hope stopped ironing clothes and pressed the iron against her daughter's left side of her face twice. The mother tried to hide her action, but the large burn imprint from the iron was very evident on the daughter's face. The incident was reported to Child Protective Services, and the mother was held on a $10,000 bond. In Texas, Brittany Hill tried to sell her baby in a newspaper ad for $4,000. A supposed buyer willing to buy the baby but suddenly got cold feet tipped off Dallas police. The 26-year-old mother, Brittany, was arrested for attempting to sell her 4-month-old baby boy. She was charged with child abandonment, and the baby was taken into Child Protective Services. In Sacramento, California, Ka Yang microwaved her 1-month-old baby to death. The baby girl was microwaved for 5 minutes, suffering burns on up to 80% of her body, damaging her internal organs in the process. The 34-year-old mother blamed her epileptic seizure for the tragic event that took place in March 2011. After further questioning, the mother confessed that the seizure was a lie and said she may have a split personality. Carr was convicted of first-degree murder with a prison sentence of 26 years. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.